What's up, you guys? My name is Cody Steck, your favorite Utah realtor, here talking about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, and play here along the Wasatch Front, and in fact, across the entire state of Utah. My team and I service the entire state, and if you're looking at buying or selling real estate here in the area, whether you already live here or are relocating, please reach out to me. My information is here on the screen. I want to be your trusted real estate resource of choice. I've had over 1,000 people reach out from videos just like this, and can't wait to hear from you as well. Now, before we get into 2025, we need to figure out where 2024 is going to finish up. Sales nationwide, we had about 6 million sales in 2021. 2023, we had 4 million, so a pretty substantial drop there. And 2024 is expected to be about 3.8 million. Demand has dropped off pretty considerably, yet supply continues to flood the market. We have builders continuing to build homes and more sellers who are in a position where they have to sell a home continue to list their home. This means that some areas are going to be up and some areas are going to be down on the number of sales and the prices that we're seeing. Over in Saratoga Springs, we've actually got sales up substantially, 18.3% year over year. Eagle Mountain though, although it's right next door, is only up 1.4%. Lehigh, just to the east of that, is up 14.2% year over year. Sandy up 4.2% year over year. South Jordan is actually down 3.5%. West Jordan to the north is flat, and if we go all the way to Salt Lake City proper, we're actually up 6.3% in that city. So the prices are kind of all over the place. Some are up, some are down, and we're going to talk about why we're seeing that and what we expect to see going into the next year. I want to talk about what's happening on a higher level, and then we'll really dial it in down to a local base. Lawrence Yun, who is the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, recently released a report talking about what he expects to see over the next couple of years. He predicts that home sales will increase by roughly 9%, and that interest rates should actually drop back down to around the 6% range. I actually think they're going to be a little bit more aggressive than this. I think that we'll see interest rates around 5.5% to 5.8% here in Utah. That's my prediction. Yoon also predicts that the median home price will increase by 2% annually through 2026. That means 2% next year and 2% the following year. Again, this is across the entire country. When it comes to new home sales, we expect to see an 11% jump next year and 8% in 2026. In my opinion, it's really hard to forecast out more than just a year because so much can change, right? If you went back to 2022 and you were forecasting for 2024, I think a lot of people, probably 90% of people, would not have thought that we were in this situation right now where we are currently at. So it's very hard to forecast more than 12, 18 months out, but it's worth getting a reference point as to where people think the market is going. So how does that affect us locally? Well, I think this headline said it best. Utah's economy forecasted to remain strong aside from house prices. And that's exactly it. So how does that affect us on a local basis? I think that this headline said it best. Utah's economy forecasted to remain strong aside from house prices. And that's exactly it. Because the economy here is so strong, we expect home prices to stay where they're at or even increase over the next couple of years. Despite the affordability being at one of the worst points in recent years, home prices will continue to increase for the next couple of years. According to the forecast, there's going to be some small changes, but again, Utah's economy is going to remain very strong. The unemployment rate is expected to increase from 3% to 3.2%. Net migration is expected to decrease from 19,500 to 18,300. Utah average annual pay is expected to increase by 3.5%, and the unemployment rate across the United States is expected to increase 0.3%. So very, very small changes, but it does lead us to believe that the market is going to stay very strong, especially here in Utah with such low unemployment. Now, when it comes to houses, people are frankly getting more picky, and rightfully so. If you're gonna spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a mortgage, and you're gonna put hundreds of thousands of dollars into the home through the down payment, the closing costs, and renovations, you're going to be more picky, and you should be. There's been a lot of undervalued places that have gotten a lot more attention in recent years. Cities such as Lehigh and Saratoga Springs, we've seen massive price increases in these areas because people have realized the value that these areas have to bring, especially if you're in tech or healthcare. These two cities are some of the best around. They have everything you need, from gyms, shopping, food, entertainment. They've got it all, and it's a fabulous place to live. Very family friendly, very clean, and new neighborhoods all the way around. But in some respects, we're also seeing that house prices closer to the city or closer to these more mature neighborhoods are increasing as well. That's why we've seen the increases in Sandy and Cottonwood Heights, even Holiday and Salt Lake City proper. Prices are going up here because people are willing to pay that premium for the access that they get being close to the city or being close to the mountains where the skiing is, the hiking, the mountain biking, the climbing, all of that. Now, we do have a number of large developments across the state that are going to continue to spur economic growth and provide jobs. We have the Downtown Redevelopment Project. If you haven't been downtown Salt Lake in a number of years, it's going to look drastically different than it would have 5 or 10 years ago. Salt Lake has changed substantially. It's now a city that people want to live in, not just work in. If you went back 20 years, Salt Lake was absolutely dead on the weekends because nobody was there. People were only in the city for their working hours, which is generally Monday through Friday. Now, Salt Lake actually has a nightlife. It's got housing. It's got people who live there and want the walkability, the access, and it's changing considerably because of that. We're seeing more and more housing projects change. We're seeing zoning changes. We're seeing changes to retail and shopping and different food options in the area as well. We also have major other developments that are going to continue to bring money here to the area. We've got phase 2 of the airport that's being completed right now as we speak. We've also got the inland port that is going to continue to spur growth here in the area. This has been something that's been pretty controversial, but I actually think it's a pretty good idea. Basically, it's going to be a way for Utah to expand our shipping and logistics across the country. This means there's going to be a lot of product and therefore money coming to the area. And one of the largest developments that I have to mention is the Point of the Mountain development sitting on the old prison site in Draper. This is over 600 acres that's owned by the state, which is a very unique position to be in when you have 600 acres owned right in the middle of town in one of the most desirable cities that's going to be developed and controlled by the state. They get to set the zoning, they get to set all of the requirements, and they don't have to deal with any private landowners. Now, of course, there are some pros and cons to this, but I hope that it's going to be one of the most amazing developments here in the next 10 years. It's going to take over a decade for them to build out this entire project, but there's going to be shopping, there's going to be retail, office, housing, there's going to be parks, there's going to be trails, there's going to be just about at least 1 or 2 of everything here in this area. So that's really exciting to see and definitely something to keep your eyes on. So in my opinion, 2025 is really going to continue to be the expansion that we've seen over the last couple of years. Utah is growing like crazy. More and more people continue to come to the state every single day. And I think that really what we're going to see is healthcare continue to expand, shipping and logistics, even the military base, and of course, the tech industry that we have here will continue to expand as well. To me, it feels like 2025 is going to be another amazing year, not only personally for me, but also for the state as a whole. Again, guys, if you're thinking about making a move here or you already live here and you want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please reach out to me, call, text, or email me anytime. My information's here on the screen. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you for coming along the journey. I've got tons of plans for 2025, more videos showing you in-depth reviews of different cities and neighborhoods and houses and everything you need to know. Thanks for coming along the journey. We'll catch you in the next one.